Good morning, everyone. I'm Charlotte Lehman, and this is Good Morning Especially. Have you seen the meme, Good Morning to Everyone Except? This podcast is the opposite. Instead of except, we're saying especially. The world can be a pretty tough place, so every weekday in January, or maybe forever, depending on how this limited series goes, we are here to start your day with some positivity and gratitude. Apparently, I am on a wildlife gratitude kick this week. Good morning to everyone, especially fat brown bears. One of the best holidays of the year is Fat Bear Week, hosted by Katmai National Park in Alaska. It exploded on social media this year, and I was here for it. Fat Bear Week is a celebration of the Katmai brown bears and their resilience in the cold Alaskan winters. The bear's yearly cycle looks roughly like this. Emerge from the den in the spring, super skinny, bordering on emaciated, from barely eating all winter. Spend the summer and fall eating, get really, really fat. Go back in the den for the winter, repeat. Honestly, it sounds like a pretty nice life to me. I am a big fan of eating and sleeping. The bears need to get so fat before winter to ensure that they have enough fat reserves to survive the long winter of hibernation, when they won't be eating very much, if at all. If they don't get so fat when the weather is nice, then they're not going to make it through the winter. A lot of the iconic photos of salmon jumping into bears' mouths are the Katmai National Park brown bears getting extra fat by eating the salmon at Brooks Falls. I don't really know too much about the salmon runs, but I do know that when the salmon are swimming upstream, it is prime fat time for brown bears. Fat Bear Week pits the bears against each other in an elimination bracket for the title of Fattest Bear of the Year. Park rangers have photos of the bears from when they came out of their dens in the spring, and then recent ones of them after a very fat summer. The contest can be a little bit skewed by photo angles and the lack of definitive rules on how to measure bear fatness, but it is a thrilling week nonetheless. Over the course of the week, people vote, campaign for their favorite, and learn a lot about bears thanks to the Katmai Rangers' diligent and hilarious education. It gets pretty intense, and they actually had to implement a stricter computer system for the contest after a huge voting scandal where someone got a little too enthusiastic and cast a bunch of fraudulent votes for their favorite bear. This was my first year following Fat Bear Week, and it was an experience. It was so fun and funny to see how something like fat bears that most people won't even see in their lifetimes really brought people together. A community of people who probably don't agree about a lot of things, including which bear deserves the title of fattest, coming together to spread their love of fat bears and unknowingly do a little conservation work in the process. My friend and I were lucky enough to score reservations to Brooks Falls in Katmai this year, something I feel so grateful and so excited for. I can't wait to see the fat bears in real life, and I especially hope to see Grazer, who was my pick and ultimately the winner of Fat Bear Week. Grazer does not know how important she was to me last fall, but a vicious terrorist attack had been perpetrated a few days before Fat Bear Week, and a war had erupted. Everyone and their mother were giving their opinions on the situation, whether they understood much about it or not, and very hateful rhetoric was spreading across the internet as hate crimes were spreading across America. Watching people come together to celebrate fat bears gave me a glimmer of hope for better days. So, good morning to everyone today, and good morning especially to fat bears. You make the world a better place in more ways than you know, and an extra special good morning to Grazer, the fat queen of Katmai. I'm Charlotte Lehman, and this is Good Morning Especially. Every day, we're here to tell everyone good morning, especially to a certain someone. This podcast is a group project, so I want to hear who you're saying good morning to. You can email us at goodmorningespeciallypod@gmail.com. Either write it out in the body of the email for me to read, or record a voice memo and send it to me to play on the show. I cannot wait to hear who you're wishing a good morning.